The road into Black Hollow narrowed without warning, trees bending inward like they were listening, and the moment Ethan crossed the rusted welcome sign, a chill crawled up his spine because the population number flickered as if it were alive. He slowed his car, heart pounding, watching the digits blur before settling again. Black Hollow, West Virginia, felt wrong. Too quiet, too still, like a place holding its breath. Ethan had come chasing an online rumor whispered across forgotten forums. People who die here don't stay dead, but they don't stay remembered either. At the diner, silverware clinked softly as he asked the waitress about Lucas Reed, a man reported missing just weeks ago. She frowned, confusion clouding her eyes, insisting she had never heard that name. When Ethan showed her a photo, her smile cracked, pain flashing across her face as she pressed a hand to her temple. Outside, an old man stared through Ethan like he wasn't there. Cars passed, drivers expressionless. That night, Ethan lay awake in a motel room where the clock ticked backward for a moment before correcting itself. Somewhere in town, a door slammed. The welcome sign flickered again. The population dropped by one. Ethan realized with sick certainty that someone had just died, and the town had already erased them. The house at the edge of Black Hollow looked ordinary until Ethan stepped inside and felt the weight of absence pressing against his chest. The air was stale, unmoving, like the home had been abandoned by memory rather than people. Family photos lined the walls, yet every frame was empty. No faces, no bodies, only blurred backgrounds where people should have been. In the kitchen, a half-cold cup of coffee sat beside a notebook. Ethan opened it carefully, reading frantic handwriting that spoke of disappearing thoughts, of neighbors staring through familiar faces. As he turned the pages, the ink began to fade beneath his fingers, sentences dissolving into nothing. Panic surged. He rushed to the bathroom mirror, splashing water on his face, when a second reflection appeared beside him, a man with hollow eyes and a mouth stretched in a silent scream. Ethan spun around, but the room was empty. The front door creaked open on its own. Outside, the mailbox stood nameless, the house number scratched out. A wave of dread washed over him as he understood. Lucas Reed had lived here, and the town had swallowed every trace of him. The house itself was forgetting. The sheriff's office smelled of old paper and burnt coffee, and Daniel Moore sat behind his desk with practiced calm until Ethan mentioned missing persons. The sheriff laughed too quickly, insisting no one ever went missing in Black Hollow. Ethan placed a photo on the desk, a teenage boy in a football jersey, smiling wide. The sheriff's face drained of color. His hands trembled as he stared at the picture, eyes filling with tears he couldn't explain. He whispered that the boy looked familiar, painfully familiar, yet his mind refused to give him a name. The lights flickered overhead, radios crackling with static. A voice cut through the noise, distorted and cold, whispering that the boy had been taken at 17. The sheriff clutched his head, blood seeping from his nose as memories tried to surface and were violently pushed back down. Ethan backed away, terrified. Outside, the town felt heavier, darker. The welcome sign buzzed loudly in the distance. Another number vanished. Black Hollow was not just forgetting people. It was punishing anyone who tried to remember. The cemetery stretched far beyond what any small town should need, rows of gravestones standing in silent accusation. Ethan walked among them, heart racing, realizing every stone was smooth and blank. No names, no dates, just proof that countless lives had been erased. Whispers filled the air, brushing against his thoughts like hands begging for attention. At the far end, fresh dirt caught his eye. Before he could react, a hand burst through the soil, fingers clawing at his ankle. A voice begged him not to let them be forgotten, the words shaking with terror. Then the hand crumbled into ash, the grave collapsing in on itself as the stones smoothed over, becoming just like the others. The whispers faded instantly, replaced by suffocating silence. Ethan stumbled back, understanding that even the dead here didn't stay dead long enough to be remembered. Black Hollow buried more than bodies. It buried existence itself. At exactly 3:17 a.m., every screen in town flickered to life, dragging Ethan from restless sleep. Static filled the room before faces emerged, hundreds of them, eyes wide, mouths open in endless screams. Men, women, children, all trapped behind a glass. Words typed themselves across the screen, warning that they were the forgotten and demanding to be remembered. The power cut suddenly, plunging the town into darkness. Outside, doors opened as confused residents wandered into the streets, already forgetting what they had seen. Ethan's hands shook as he realized the truth. Black Hollow wasn't haunted by ghosts, it was sustained by them. Forgetting fed whatever lived here. Remembering threatened it. And now it knew Ethan was trying. The tunnels beneath the town hall smelled of damp earth and decay, whispers guiding Ethan deeper underground. There, in a vast hollow chamber, he saw it. A massive, pulsing entity formed of shadows and faces fused together, each expression frozen in terror. Memories radiated from it like heat. It spoke without sound, pressing thoughts directly into his mind, telling him that forgetting was its nourishment and remembrance its enemy. It had been growing for generations, fed by denial and silence. Ethan felt his own memories tugged at, slipping like sand through his fingers. He screamed, fighting to hold on to who he was as the creature reached for him. The offer came softly, almost kindly. Ethan could leave Black Hollow and forget everything he had seen, or stay and be remembered forever as part of the entity. His hands trembled as he recorded a final message, uploading it with the last flicker of signal. He warned anyone watching never to come here. Shadows crept closer as the upload finished. The welcome sign outside flickered violently. Another number vanished. Ethan's name slipped from his own lips as the darkness closed in. Months later, a strange video surfaced online, drawing curious viewers from across the United States. Some clicked out of boredom. Others felt an unexplainable sense of dread. A few swore they recognized the town in the footage. Comments appeared, then vanished. Somewhere, deep in the woods, a welcome sign flickered again. Because remembering Black Hollow meant it now knew you. And once it knew you, it would never let you be remembered again.